welcome back to All About That Disney Life. I am Danny B, the girl who is all about that Disney life. The next movie we will be talking about is The Rescuers that came out in 1977. So let's get to know this cast. Bob Newhart was Bernard. Eva Gaber was Miss Bianca. Geraldine Page was Madame Medusa. Joe Flynn was Mr. Snoops. Jeanette Nolan was Ellie Mae. Pat Buttram was Luke. Jim Jordan was Orville. John McIntyre was Rufus. Michelle Stacy was Penny. Bernard Fox was Mr. Chairman. Larry Clemens was Gramps. James McDonald was Evan Rood. George Lindsay was Deadeye. Bill McMillan was the TV announcer. Dub Taylor was Digger. And John Fiedler was the Deacon Owl. Now we move on to the facts all about two little mice who helped save a girl's life. Number 1, the production. The Rescuers is based on the book The Rescuers by Marjorie Sharp that was published in 1959. She wrote another book called Miss Bianca that was published in 1962. In that same year, Disney got the books and began developing an animated movie. Number 2, many ideas. They were going to center a story on a Norwegian poet who was in prison in a Siberia-like stronghold known as the Black Castle. The location then changed to Cuba, where the mice would help the poet escape to the United States. Disney shelved the project because he wasn't happy with it because of the political overtones. In August of 1968, the Rescuers got another shot and a new idea, and they decided to have Bernard and Bianca rescue Richard the Lionheart during the Middle Ages. Number 3, new story ideas. The animators decided to use Miss Bianca in the Antarctic to base the movie from. The new story involved a king penguin betraying a polar bear into performing in shows aboard a boat, causing the unhappy bear to place a bottle that would reach the mice. That didn't happen because the Arctic was too stark of a background for the animators to draw. Animators then changed the setting to somewhere in America, and they came up with just a regular zoo. The production team tried to come up with something with the bear in the zoo and needed to be rescued, but that didn't work out. The bear character remained, but was renamed to Louie the Bear, and he was going to still be a polar bear. Louis Prima was cast in the role of the polar bear, and he had recorded most of his dialogue. They also added a best friend to this story. It would be a lion named Gus. What the storyline was going to be was Louie gets tricked into leaving the zoo and going to the South Pole where he can be a bigger star. Louie then gets homesick, and then they send out little mice to come and rescue him. However, that idea seemed way too complicated. By November of 1973, Louie the Bear was heavily scaled back and then was ultimately eliminated. Another story idea would be where the bear was a connection to Penny to help Bernard and Miss Bianca find her. The mice would come across the bear because the bear and Penny were friends because the zoo was right by the orphanage where Penny was living. Number 4, a villainess in the making. The villainess and her motive to steal the diamond was inspired by the Diamond Duchess in the book Miss Bianca. In August of 1973, the villainess was then the Grand Duchess with Phyllis Diller in mind to be in the role. The villainess was then renamed to Madame Medusa, whose appearance was based on Phyllis Bound, the niece of Lillian Disney. Number 5, characters' inspirations. Penny was inspired by Patience the orphan in the original Rescuers book. The alligators, Brutus and Nero, were based on the 2 bloodhounds, Tyrant and Torment, in the original Rescuers books. Mr. Snoops was based on the character Mandrake in the original books. His appearance was also based on a journalist named John Culhine, who was interviewing animators at the Disney Studios at the time this movie was being made. Number 6, the release. The Rescuers premiered on June 19, 1977 at the AFI Silver Theater in Washington, D.C. It was released as a double feature with the live-action nature documentary movie A Tale of Two Critters. The movie was re-released on December 16, 1983, in theaters to accompany with the new Mickey Mouse featurette, Mickey's Christmas Carol. And it was also re-released on March 17, 1989. Number 7, the box office. The Rescuers earned a worldwide gross rentals of $48 million at the box office. When The Rescuers was released in France, it made more than Star Wars. It made $7.2 million. The Rescuers was the highest grossing movie in West Germany at the time, with admissions of $9.7 million. At the end of its theatrical run, the distributor rentals amounted to $19 million in the United States and Canada, for an international rentals total of $41 million. When the movie was re-released in 1983, it made $21 million. When the movie was re-released in 1989, it made an additional $21.2 million, for a lifetime domestic gross of $71.2 million, for a total lifetime worldwide gross of $169 million. Number 8, awards and nominations. The Rescuers was nominated for Best Original Song, Someone's Waiting for You, but it lost to You Light Up My Life from You Light Up My Life. But it did win a special citation award at the National Board of Reviews Award. Number 9, The Legacy. Bernard and Bianca have made past appearances as meet and greet characters at both Walt Disney World and Disneyland California in the years following the release of The Rescuers. However, they don't make regular appearances in the States anymore, but they do make regular appearances at Tokyo Disney Resort. And there you have it, all the facts about these two amazing mice. If you like this video, please hit that like button and leave a comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe, and I hope you have a zippity-doo-dah day. Goodbye.